Let's get a quick take on an Aurora High School student's rejection letter from Texas Wesleyan University, making national news this week and getting a coach fired. Cherokee Trail High School senior Gavin Bell received a letter from former head baseball coach Mike Jeffcoat, saying the school doesn't accept Colorado students because they have trouble passing drug tests, and he should thank liberal politicians. Patty Calhoun from Westward, this was, yeah, I guess I don't really feel bad for a guy getting fired saying something so outrageous, but it was certainly interesting to see this in national headlines. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, many athletes will tell you that cannabis is great for the pain and helping them out. So there's one thing. Now with the majority of Americans polling that they want cannabis to be legalized, you can have rules for your teams about behavior while you're on your team, but to have a carte blanche against all Colorado athletes because they might be potheads was about as stupid as everything we're going to talk about later in this show.
Here, here. David Kopel from the Independence Institute and DU Law School. I guess pot discrimination is not uncommon against Coloradans. We know about, as you know, if you cross into Wyoming or Nebraska with Colorado plates, the odds are you're going to get some extra attention from the authorities. Were you surprised to see something so blatant from a former baseball coach?
No, and I think what he said was stupid and wrong. I think it was excessive for him to be fired. First of all, he coaches and he's governed by the National Collegiate Athletic Association, which is one of the worst large organizations in our country, but it does mandate drug testing for student athletes. Marijuana is on the prohibited list. Any coach in any sport has a finite number of scholarships, and if you give scholarships to some guy who keeps becoming ineligible because he fails drug tests, we lost the opportunity to have somebody else who could play. He was at Texas Wesleyan for 15 years. He was Sooner Athletic Conference Coach of the Year twice, including in 2016. He shouldn't have said it, but I think it is an example of our outrage culture, and another example going way too far, that you say one dumb thing and they have to destroy your life for it.
Eric Sonneman, political consultant. I mean, I get David's point. This wasn't a Woody Hayes abuse face mask grab here, but it was pretty stupid. Did the punishment fit the crime?
Oh, probably not. David's probably right in terms of the outrage machine, which now just works on overdrive 24/7, 365. The difference in these times versus past times is in past times you could do something really stupid, but it stayed localized. And now with the internet, it just flies at warp speed. What this guy did was stupid. To me, it really speaks to what the stereotype is out there of Colorado, what the reputation is out there of Colorado. Obviously, it's a false reputation. I would hope the NCAA may have some other issues to worry more about, such as under-table payoffs to athletes and a bunch of other stuff. I think baseball will survive without Mr. Jeffcoat, and he'll land somewhere, whatever.
Yeah. Ben Gill, public affairs consultant, rounds of the table. So do you think that Colorado will, I mean, clearly in this case we brunt a little bit more of this kind of pot discrimination, but now there's 33 states with some form of legalized marijuana. I can't imagine we'll be bearing this brunt alone very much longer.
No, and I gotta believe that the coach was interested in recruiting kids from California. Texas also has a limited medical cannabis program, so pretty silly. I think, the outrage machine is what it is. I think we all operate in the world today. There's no reason to think about what would have happened 15 years ago because it's not 15 years ago. I'm sure the guy was aware of things like Twitter and email and Facebook. So pretty stupid, pretty obnoxious. Glad to see he's gone.